What's going on, guys? Your boy JJ Bizzle here, bringing you finally bringing you the week 2, week 3, and week 4 power rankings. It's been a minute. It's been a clean minute since we've done this. Just because so people aren't getting battles done, and when you don't have battles done, you can't do power rankings, because then you'll have holes in the power rankings, and it's useless for me. In my humble opinion, it is useless for me to do power rankings when teams haven't played, because I don't want to put teams back farther than they play. Then I move them, and then so exactly, that's how I feel about everybody talking to me about these power rankings. So we're gonna roll right through these. Will I have too much to say? No. I have some notes about the bottom teams, and obviously I have a decent amount to talk about the top teams. The middle teams, like myself, I won't have much to say, just because when you're middle team, it's always a combination of excuse me, it's a combination of prep, and just, possibly tough opponents, possibly some hacks, things like that. So usually the middle teams I'm going to leave out a little bit. I might talk a little bit as we kind of go through them, but the bottom teams, I got a little bit to say about you. Top teams we'll go through, you guys. So yeah, let's get this started. And coming in at number 16, also we have a little simpler layout, because there has been a lot of transactions. So it's a little simpler layout. You want to go see the teams, just go on the DGBA documentation. You can kind of see the teams. So yeah, coming in at number 16, we have Coach, Pac-Fan, and the Phoenix Sunflora at 0-4. They are minus 17. They're getting better. He beat me, but he just didn't click Leaf Storm. Pretty simple. It's just every game I've watched of his, and I know this from prepping with him and then watching with him battle, is he usually has great prep. He usually has good prep. And then when he gets in the battle, it's just, there is a mistake here and a mistake there, and they're not small mistakes where he can bounce back. They're usually large ones. Not large ones in the sense of like they're just stupid plays. It's a mistake that costs him a lot in possibly a match, like it did against me and him clicking Glare against Cloister. So, and I'm not trying to hate on him, not trying to do anything like that. I love Pac-Fan. He's actually one of my good friends on here, I think, in my opinion. But he just kind of struggles every game to make one big misplay, two big misplays, and it just costs him the game. I think he has a good team. I think he's shown improvement. Every year he's shown improvement. Regardless whether you see it in the win-loss column, that doesn't matter to me. How you battle and how you prep is more important to me. But yeah, at number 16 we have the Phoenix Sunflora. Getting better, my dude, getting better. Coming in at number 15, we have the Patent Perth Polytoads and the Coach Jeremoy. He's at 0-4, minus 13. Really tough opponents. Looking back at all his battles, he's had some tough opponents, man. I don't know exactly all of his opponents in a row. I could look them up in the DGBA, but I don't really feel like it. But they're all tough. I know he played Haz week 1, and it was a super close game. It was a 1-0 for Haz. And then I just watched some of his battles back. Just tough opponents, and he's never been too far out of a match. His prep's been okay, his play's been okay. Just a string of tough opponents, and what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? So, yeah, that's the Perth Polytoads at 0-4, minus 13. So next we have Cervezas, the West Bromwich Altaria, and my boy, my friend, Mike, man, WBA. So, Mike, your prep has been absolute trash. And last week, or this week, whatever you want to call it, I guess it was last week, on Sunday we were talking, and I helped you prep because you asked me a simple question, and we changed some things on your team. They worked super well because me and you started bouncing ideas off each other. This is what I need to do more too, and I'll get into that when my team comes up. Me and you bounced ideas off each other. You used those ideas, and you played very good, and you got yourself a victory. You ended up trading away Zorora, and you finally used it well. I think you made that comment. As soon as you trade him away, you use him well. The last week you have him, so it's unfortunate that you traded him. I think you could do good things with him with your team comp. But just when you prep, Mike, when you prep, bounce ideas off somebody else. I've been learning how advantageous this is in the anti-Parksy Pact with a few other guys. It's too funny. But yeah, just bouncing ideas off each other and having a think tank, and not just having your own ideas. Because usually when you make a team of 6 Mons, you generally lean heavy one way, and other guys can talk you out of leaning heavy and make you more balanced. So it's very advantageous for you to bounce ideas. So Mike, come talk to me, my young Padawan. come talk to me. No, it's not just me. It's just start bouncing ideas off everybody, man. But you put a little more time into that last match, and I think you played very, very well. So I think Mike will be on the climb. He might be able to dip for a playoff spot because with how all the records are sitting. And I will try to show the final standings here once we get all done. I should have put them in, but I did not. So I will just move my screen recording. I'll move it in front of my screen recording. But yeah, anyway, that's number 13. We have the Los Angeles Lanterns and Coach Avocado at 1-3. Oh yeah, Mike was at 1-3 with a -14 differential. Anyway, Los Angeles Lanterns, Coach Avocado, 1-3, -8. So about Avocado, what I had written down. So I watched his 3 losses, and then I watched his win. And I wanted to focus on the win because that win was important, I think. So in the win, he used his walls to switch and to whittle down the team, and then. So it was Pincer versus Celesteela was the main matchup because Pincer could not get off without damage, without whittling, and without Celesteela gone. So Magnezone was there, came in, got a good trap on the Celesteela, killed it, and the toxic damage and all the foul play, rack up damage from Umbreon and things like that ended up whittling down the team to where Pincer could come in and finish the job. I think more games need to go towards that direction for the Lanterns because Pincer is such a good mon. And his team is built pretty well around Mega Pincer. I think this is another team that could be driving for a playoff spot late with the last 3 weeks that we have left. You could see him maybe run the table here, go 3 straight wins. But Avocado, you're fine, man. You're fine. Just get that Mega Pincer in and get it all good to go. At number 12, we have the Salt Lake City Beedrills and Coach Blackhammer. -7 differential at 1-3. What did I write down for Mr. Blackhammer? So yeah, he made a bunch of changes to his team. Trick Room was doing all right. It was putting in some work. It's fun to watch. It just kind of seemed that all his back end mons just kind of seemed to not put in the damage that they need, and I think that was the main concern for his team when we went over it in the original power rankings. But yeah, I mean the Trick Room's doing all right. The team's okay, but he did pick up, I think, Mega Aerodactyl was a mon. I think he picked up a Azumarill as well. And also Registeel, which is interesting. I think Registeel is a great mon to pair with things like, let's see, like a Mega Aerodactyl. You can T-Wave some things, get up some hazards. His team's fine. His team's good. I think he's going to bounce back a little bit. I think he's going to pick up some wins before the season's over. I think he's learning how to use his team. I think he's getting better every week. So, yeah, Coach Blackhammer, pretty easy. Pretty easy. I told you guys we weren't going to go too in-depth with everything. So, at number 11, we have Parksy in the Armaldos. -4 differential. He's 1-3. So, I think the team in front of him 6-0'd him. That's the only reason he's not at 10. But anyway, just with Parksy, his team's fine. His team's good. He's been in a lot of matches where I think Prep has just kind of beat him up. I think we also have seen with his team that it is, let's see, there is. So I think what we've seen with his team is his offense is, I wouldn't say predictable. Hitmonlee, Nidoking, Hydreigon, and Victini are his offense. And obviously Galvantula could be, but excuse me, it's a little late. Just got off work. But anyway, yeah, so I think his offense is a little predictable. I think defensively, you can kind of build to know what he's going to do or what he's going to try to do. I think his last match against Haz, the main problem was obviously his speed tiers with the Megalophony just outspeeding everything and kind of just demolishing in the end. But he used Special Victini well. I think that's kind of his only diverse attacker, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I think he's played fine. I think the one, it's so tough because the difference between Parksy at 1 and 3 is like if you look at the differentials too, differentials kind of tell the tale. So like -4, and then there's also teams that are 2 and 2 with a negative differential as well. So he's he's 1 win off 2 and 2, where he would be obviously in the playoff spot. So he's doing fine. He's just got to figure out a way to, I would say, use his team a little more diversely, but it's tough just with his builds. Not saying it's not diverse, because it can be diverse with Mega Aggron. You can do some things, but I just think it's a little predictable on the offensive side. Anyway, coming in at 10, we had the Golden State War Turtles and Luke. So Luke has been fine this year. I don't think he's been bad. Like I said, I don't think any team's been bad. I gotta find this team. That would be ideal. It'd be easier there on my screen. Anyway, okay, so yeah, this team is the Manaphy Zardex core. So I helped, as I said, I helped Mike prep for this battle because he just battled Mike last week, or this, I guess, Sunday would be the answer. But yeah, so all that happened. So it was so weird. So looking at their teams, it was obvious that he has, okay, so Zorora was fun because it outspeeds his whole team and it kind of pops his waters, which are his best special attackers besides Jolteon, obviously. But he has 3 immunities to electricity. He has the Piloswine, he has the Jolteon, and he has the, what is it? Claydol, yes. And he didn't bring one of them. I think that's a prep issue. And I think also Manaphy is getting a little predictable. Obviously, I think Keldio's trash, just because it's so predictable. But I mean, obviously, I've seen like an Aqua Jet Swordsman. We don't want to talk about that. But I'm not saying, I don't know. He's been a little predictable, but a little non-predictable because Zard can be run in so many different ways. But yeah, anyway, in that game, Zorora just put in the finest of work. And because he could just Volt Switch all over his team and get into favorable situations. And I think him not bringing in immunity was a problem. But yeah, just a little bit of prep issues. But like I said, 1 and 3 is not far away from 2 and 2. It's one Miss Stone Edge, let's say. It's one Miss Stone Edge away from a win. Anyway, so we have coming in at number 9. As you can see, 2 and 2 with a -1 differential. We have the Icky Town Incineroar. Oh, this team's fun. This team's interesting to talk about. So this is the Setup or Die team. And when we talk about the Setup or Die team, oh man, I don't even know how to discuss this team because it's Lurantis, it's I haven't seen Tyrantrum too much, but Mega Gyarados, it's Diggersby, all setting up and doing things and then winning. And he's won 2 games from it. Just Diggersby popping off, Lurantis popping off a little bit. Hitmonchan has been useful, popping off. Necrozma obviously is just such a diverse defensive mon. Celesteela, same boat. We don't need to get into Selly, what Selly can do. But I think his record is very indicative of Setup or Die. 2 and 2, so he's set up. He's set up he's set up twice. I mean, I'm not even saying those are set up wins, but that's just how his team is. It's fun. And then he's lost twice at -1. He's doing just fine, and he's right in line for a decent playoff spot. So coming in at number 8. I know this video is trash and horribly not in depth, so just bear with me. It's been a long week, boys. It's been a long week. Anyway, we have So we have Jack and the Los Angeles Larviters at 2 and 2. I think this was a pretty big drop off because at week 1 I think we had him at the 2nd spot. So if I look at the divisions, yeah. So looking at the divisions, he's in a tough division because he's in my division, and we have a very tough division. We got some powerhouses. We have obviously Zaza. We have the Houston Toros and CMR, who just blew me straight back. Tough division, tough games. I'm trying to pull up his schedule real quick, just so I can be more in depth. And of course, he doesn't have his schedule. He has his differentials. Yeah. Excuse me. Told you it was late. This horrible video. But anyway, so not really looking at his games, just kind of looking at his differentials, and I've watched some of his games, obviously. Mega Gardevoir has been good. I think it's his one of his positive. Yeah, it's he has a couple positive mons. He's been using Blissey well. He's been using Rhydon well. Obviously, Mega Gardevoir has been well. I think his defensive cores is where he's kind of lacking. Seeing that Rotom Heat and Sizzler have not put in the best of work, it may be his problem. I know he just made some switch changes to his roster. But I mean, like I said, 2-2, he's fine. He's fine. No worries here. I will have more to say to the top end of this. I have a lot to say on this next slide because it's me. So yeah, he'll be fine. He's probably gonna make a playoff spot in our division. Well, we'll see if I let that happen. But anyway, we have coming in at number 7, myself and the Chillicothe Cloisters. Man, this is gonna be. I can go on for hours about my team, just how bad I've been. So my team is good, in my opinion. I think I have a lot of versatile mons. I mean, my wall cores have been a little disappointing because I feel like I've had to go hyper offense a few games, and I've struggled to do that. But I've been battling weird, guys. So for some reason, I've been thinking that I haven't been bringing a lot of choice mons. Not saying that choice mons are always the answer for me, but I do usually always run 1 Scarfer or at least 2. Like, I just love Scarfers. I think they're important in games. And I haven't ran a Scarfer. Have I ran a Scarfer all year? Man, I'm trying to think if I've ran a Scarfer all year. I don't think I have. I'm looking at my team, seeing if I've scarfed any of them. No, maybe Infernape once, but so I can go over all my games. The first game, I think I prepped okay. The second game was my best game, in my opinion. That's when Xurkitree went off against the Mega Pinsir team. Yeah. The Golden State Warchos. Anyway, I think it's Golden State. Anyway, so, but the third game, here's what we got to get into. Okay, so this happened back to back, I guess. Alright, so we can talk about this. So my wall of Goodra has been in wonderful situations. So I brought Goodra in week 3 against Pack because it just destroyed Superior. And yeah, that's what it was there for. I mean, it was there for more, obviously, to put in some damage. Like Volcanion, the 8-up Volcanion hits too. But I let it die, and I even said in the live comm that the only thing that can beat me is Superior getting off, and I'm pretty sure I said early Goodra is so important, and then I just let it die. I don't understand what I'm doing. I don't know if it's the live comm, so I'm not focusing. Because my best, I didn't live comm week 2, and that was my best game by far. Like it's not even close. But I'm not gonna blame it on live comm, obviously. But anyway, and then week 4 against CMR, Goodra again. It eats up Mew's hits besides Psyshock. It eats up all its special hits. It eats up anything Charizard can do. Charizard couldn't touch it. I mean, I don't know its 4th move, but it had. But I was max defense, so I could eat up a D-Claw, and he had Air Slash, and he had Fire Blast. Could have ate up those 2 easily. Let it die, and then he sweeps after a Stone Edge Miss and a Fernape. I mean, I can talk about the Stone Edge Miss all day, but I did also let my check to Charizard die, or my counter, I should say, because I had Rock Slide, and it one-shots. So, I mean, it's my fault I'm 3-1, and I go into the hardest week of the year against Zazo. We'll get into him here in a second. But, yeah, so I go into my toughest week, where I could easily bounce back to 3-2, or I can hopefully, bounce back to 4-1, bounce up, I should say. But yeah, so I mean, my prep's been terrible. So I need to get in the think tank more with some guys with I need to get a front office. So all right, so how about this? Comment in the chat below if you want to be in my front office. Comment the word M&Ms. I will send you a bag and you'll be in my front office. Cool? Cool beans. All right, coming in at 6, we actually have the 2-2 +3 San Fran Spoinkers. Now, I've watched Spoink battle this year a lot. I mean, I can't really reference anything currently off the top of the dome, but I love his team. I love the Hawlucha Tapu Koko. I love the Mega Venusaur. Obviously, I love Miltank, Haxorus, Swampert as well, T-Tar as well. I mean, they're bringing him T-Tar, but I think Spoinker's a good battler, man. I think he is. I think he's good. So I got him above me, and I think in his division. Let me. So yeah, he's sitting in the 4th spot. Four spot in his division. I'll pull this up in a second, guys. And I think he can make a run here in the playoffs and make a deep run. Make a deep run, actually. I think he can make a deep run in the playoffs. I like Spoink. I think he's good. He's my sleeper. Spoinkers is my sleeper this season. Watch out for him. So that's all I got for you, Spoink. My bad, bro. Anyway, now coming in number 5, we got the Mold Breakers of FK and my boy Hughes. This is the best team in my opinion. It's my favorite team of the year. Wait, I'm pretty sure. Did he make trades? I don't think so. I think he was shopping his Sandcore just a little bit. But anyway, I think Hughes is part of the Anti-Parksy Act. Anti-Parksy Pact, not act. Anyway, and I've seen him build and I've seen his knowledge. Dude's good, man. Dude knows what he's talking about. He knows a lot more than me. He knows a hell of a lot more than me. And I love his team. I love that he just brings Darmantion and he just blows through things. I love it. I love he leads with Darmantion, just clicks Flare Blitz like, dude, yes, man. And then Beware. Dude, he brings Beware with a muscle band. Wait, was that last week? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Wait. Yeah, that was last week. Or 2 weeks ago. I think it's 2 weeks ago. But his Beware sets are awesome, dude. He's got Guard Boater. He's got Mega Sharp. Dude, Mega Sharp is wonderful. I love his team, man. This is my favorite team by far. It's not even close. I love Torn. I love Sylv. Oh, man. Dude, don't get me started on this team. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And looking where he's at in his division, he's sitting comfortably in third in the Magma division. So he's sitting pretty. He's sitting pretty. Next, we're going to go to number 4. We're going to go to number 4. We have London. We have London. We have the London Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal has. And my boy has my... well, actually, I don't know. One of my great friends in this league. I love Haz. He's great. +7 here at 4-0. He's had a lot of close matches for somebody being 4-0. But his prep, man. Let's talk about his prep real quick. Nice and entrainment. Entrainment Lopunny with Last Resort, dude. Can you hear me clapping? I loved it, man. It was great. Great set. I think he got some hacks against Hughes. Was that Hughes' only loss? I think that was Hughes' loss. I think he got some hacks. I don't exactly remember what the hacks was. I know it was oh, I just ruined my recording. I knew it was because I couldn't pull that up. Hold up. Let me take it off the screen. All right. I knew it was hacks against my boy Hughes. But I think it was hacks against Hughes. I'm trying to pull up the replay here. Hold up. Gotta do some live editing. Live editing. Actually, it's not editing. Anyway, I don't really care. But yeah, so I know he's had a lot of close battles, but he's had a lot of tough games too. But when you look at his squad, his squad is clean. I love Mega Lopunny, Landorus, and Darkrai as his attacking core. And like I said, he's part of the Anti-Parksy Pact. He knows how to build, man. This guy knows his stuff. And he kind of went through his thought process with me. And so in 2 minutes of his thought process, I can't talk, man. It's late. It's midnight. I gotta work at 6 a.m. Anyway, so looking at his thought process when he builds and what he just lists out in the first 3 sentences, he did more prep than I've done all year in his first 3 sentences. And I'm like, okay, dude, I was like, you guys are, and him and Hughes going back and forth. Those two are wild. They're so much more knowledgeable than I am. I was scared. I'm sitting here. I'm like the leader of the DGBA. I'm the El Presidente, but I was like, everybody knows more than me. I'm like, I'm stupid. I need to get my Pokemon back on. I need to get back in OU, and I need to start laddering. I need to start learning all these speed tiers. Haskell lists off like my whole team speed tier off the back of his dome and just do it. And I'm like, all right, you guys are wild, man. You guys are too much for me. Just too talented. But no, Haz will be fine. Haz is gonna make the playoffs. Haz is gonna make some noise. Hopefully he has to play Zazo before I do. That's all I got. So coming in at number 3. We have the Houston Toros and Coach CMR. So I know I can talk about my boy CMR. So I love, dude. We talked about his core at nauseum with Mew, Tapu Fini, Ferrothorn, and his attacking core of Mamoswine, Charizard, Y, Terrakion, Dragonite, Zebstrike. Oh man, dude, this team's great. This team is wonderful. He has some holes because I did prep for him and I noticed some things. But guess what? He has good prep. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he needs to do to win. He outplayed me last week. Is what it is. What it is. I mean, I missed the Stone Edge. What's gonna happen? It is what it is. He took advantage. So, I mean, bringing the Zebstrika and the Choice Scarf Mew, did not expect either. Well, I mean, okay, so I'm not saying I didn't expect Zebstrika. Also, oh yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. I let Goodra go down. Oh, I did talk about it, but I let Goodra go down again, and he would have stopped it anyway. So, but that Choice Scarf Mew was great. That was a great bring. It kind of had me on my heels. I lost my Cloyster, and Cloyster put in the finest against him. After one Shell Smash, I was doing massive damage to his squad. But yeah, that missed Stone Edge stinks. We didn't get to battle out what I think would have been a close, probably. I'm guessing 1 or 2-0 in his favor. Just looking at how the teams were matching up with that Choice Scarf Mew, and me not having a Scarfer in general, just having my Xurkitree be able to get to +1. But still, which still means I could have swept. But it is what it is. I missed the Stone Edge. We're never gonna know how that battle is gonna go. I need to stop dwelling. I need to get ready for Zazo. I need to get ready for my boy Zazo because he's going to love me a little bit. Anyway, coming in at number 2, we have the AFC Iaxer. Oh, hold up. Iaxerus? Yeah, there we go. So, this is the biggest surprise, in my opinion. This dude, MVP right now. I know Zaza. We'll talk about him here in a second. But, dude, I think we had... Hold up. Do I have the week zeros up? No, wait, I just ruined my recording again. So, in the week zeros, I'm pretty sure we had him at like 15, 14, around there. This man has been using his team so well. His Steelix, his Gardevoir, his Mega Medicham, his Salamence, his Tangro. This guy, and obviously Mandibuzz has been huge. Dude, this guy's been using this team so well. Dude, MX, you'd real MVP, my dude. Mega Medicham, we all know, one of the best wall breakers in the game. I don't got nothing, man. You've been great. Let's keep being great. I need you to take out Zazo for me. And you guys, alright, we're gonna move on to number 1, and you guys can probably guess who's number 1. Coach of the Big Black Sea Kings, the BB Sea Kings, Coach Zazo, +20, a disgusting +20. I've watched all his matches because I love watching this dude battle. I love watching this dude just play, man. This guy, his prep, second to none. It's always great. He's always in a good situation with his mons, and he always sees his win con, and he always takes the window, he grabs it, and he just blows you straight back. This dude is... So I had to battle him this week, and mentally I'm fine. Like, dude, I ain't scared of nothing. I ain't scared of nobody. I know I'm not as good as him, but I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna have fun with it, right? All I know is that he's going to bring the best 6 mons possible with the best 4 moves possible on each one of those mons, the best items possible, the best natures possible, the best abilities possible. He's going to bring all that stuff, and he's going to be ready to go. That's all I know. I don't even care. This guy, he can play with 5 mons, but I know he's going to have an advantage over me at the jump because he is just that good at prep, and he's that versed in this game. It's simple. I think I talked about this last year. And Pokemon is a game of percentages. So prep, you can either be sitting at 60-40, 50-50, 70-30, and I think every game that anybody goes in with, despite matchup, despite everything with Zazo, he comes in with an advantage, just because of how good he is. So it's kind of like, I'm not saying he's as good as Joey Pokemon, but it's kind of like how I see every battle with him. I expect him to win every battle just because he is just a better, more knowledgeable player than his opponent. Because Pokemon is really just chess with RNG. That's all it is. It is chess with RNG, but you get to choose your 6 pieces. And I feel like Zazo always chooses the best 6 pieces for his matchup. It's so like he's always bringing a rook where he needs a rook. He's always bringing a queen when he needs a queen. He's always bringing a bishop when he needs a bishop. It's that simple. It's just, he's putting the RNG to his backside, and you kind of need to bring something fire and have some good RNG to beat him, which is how you go from a good battler to a great battler, is you are that good at prep. I'm just gonna ramble on and on about how good he is, and I'm not being like facetious, or I'm not just trying to blow up his head before I battle him. I'm being dead serious, man. This dude's been fun to watch. He reminds me a lot of Non-Zero. He really does. Just in a more because Zero is a more bulky builder. He likes bulk, and then he likes to just kind of set up. I would say Zaz is more of a mid-range builder. No, he's been bulky, but I would say he's more mid-range, and he's been, I mean, Mega Glade's the MVP right now, in my opinion. But that or Moltres. He's used the Moltres on us and destroyed us. But dude, this guy's great, man. He's absolutely great. It's been fun to watch him. It's awesome to have him in the league. To have somebody of his caliber in the league is absolutely awesome for the DGBA. And hopefully, why is Stunfisk still on the screen? Well, what is that? I still have Stunfisk on the screen. I just noticed Stunfisk was chilling on Sasa's screen. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and oh yeah, hold up. I'm gonna try to slide this on over for you guys. You guys should be able to see, I think, all of it. Yeah, you guys should be able to see all of it. All right, so these are the standings. So in the Magma division, we have the Iaxaris, we have the Arsenial, we have the Molten Breakers of FK in third, the Spoinkers, the War Turtles, the Armaldos, the Altaria, and the P-Toads. And then we have in the Aqua division, we have the Sea Kings, the Tauros, myself, and the people are crazy, man. The Chilico, the Cloister. That's not how Chillicothe works at all. the Los Angeles Larviters, the Icky Town Incineroar, the Salt Lake City Beedrills, the Los Angeles Lanterns, and the Phoenix Sunflora. So, remember guys, these power rankings are all my choices. I didn't really prep too much. I should have prepped more for them, but whatever. They're here, watch it. You disagree, shove it up your bleep.